Good morning, beautiful people. We are just getting ready to go for our first backcountry trip of the season, and we're just packing in typical me fashion. We're packing very last minute. And I know that Beck looks like the most prepared person on the face of the planet right now, but oddly enough, actually, I'm typically
she's the one that does this often. I just like to be practical and comfortable, but that's just me.
I used to be practical and comfortable. I don't know what happened. I want to say at 27 I got extra.
She's backwards aging.
Yes, we're Benjamin buttoning. I've had my sleeping bag for forever and a day, and I really like it because it's rated to -20, and I think it's a
Marmot, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hard on everything.
Yeah, if you ever want to know if something lasts, just make sure it's something she's used. She's not nice to anything she uses.
No, if it can survive me, it can survive
Anybody.
Quite literally anything. And it's still in great shape, and I want to say I bought it when I was 19. Yeah. I am using an Osprey Kite 46 pack. I've also had this since I was probably 19. We're gonna try and stuff it into the bottom here because I can't find my stuff sack. And then Beck has a new sleeping bag because
she got me one for Christmas, you guys.
She's new to the outdoors world. Hers is nicely in a bag still. Also,
look how tight I compressed it down.
Yeah.
And it's one of the little mummy ones, so we're gonna be warm. It's a Teton Sports.
Hers is red too, it's very cute. We're just throwing other gear around the room.
Because it's start of the season, we're doing this in a hut, not a tent. Because I don't know if you guys heard about our tent situation last year, but somehow, somehow last year she convinced me to sleep in a tent overnight in the woods where there was no one, okay? I need you to know nobody was there other than us.
Okay, so her first backcountry trip, I took her to the most beautiful lake. Yeah. I knew that
she spoiled me.
It was gorgeous.
It was a hard hike. I wanted to murder her.
But then she saw the water.
And then I saw if you haven't experienced glacier blue water, you have to do it because you guys, the glaciers are dying. It's gonna die. You've got to have FOMO, because if you don't have FOMO, then you won't get to see the glaciers before they die. So that worked.
Yeah, that actually worked really well.
She's locked and loaded.
Perfect.
So yeah, first one, there was lots of people there. The second time, she's like, let's go to this one. The hike is nowhere near as bad, and we'll sleep in the tent again. And then
we did have a magical sunset.
Oh yeah, and the sunset lasted, you know when it just keeps going, and you're like, oh, it's gonna drop soon. No, it just kept going. And then we went to sleep, and we were like, wow, we're the only people up here. Nothing quite like that feeling. And then it's 5, 6 in the morning, and we wake up and make eye contact, and we're like, I didn't hear that, you didn't hear that. And she's silent yelling at me. She's like, oh. And I'm like the tent is as thick as, if this bear's gonna eat us, we're getting eaten, okay? And I'm like, and we're both praying to God, Allah,
everyone,
Judah, whoever you can pray to, the Lord, the universe. We're asking, we're silent, he's growling, he's close.
We both have our bear sprays off with the safety off, and we're just shaking.
Yeah, we're
trying not to spray
each other. We hear him flicking rocks, and then we're someone has to look. So she makes me get my head down.
We're also maybe it's just a rabbit.
Yeah, it could be a deer. Maybe it's just a deer just having a morning snack. So I get my head flat on the bottom of the tent and zip just enough so one eyeball, and all I saw was a brown fluffy bum, and I said, nope, back we go. So we stayed in there until we heard it by the water, which was a little bit away, and then
it made us get out. You didn't want to get out, but I was like, we have to.
She's like, you have to get out, and I have a rake at this point because I found a rake, so I'm just smashing rakes against rocks. So
no one died,
but that's why we're sleeping in a hut today, because I don't want to get eaten.
Next things that we want in convenient, easy spots, because the stuff we've packed so far has gone in the body of our bags. First aid kit I'm gonna put in the top of my pack because we want it easily accessible if we need it. Do you want to grab the baby wipes? I think they're in the bathroom. We also always bring a pack of baby wipes, so just in the brain of the pack. Hydration systems. This is a platypus water filter. I love this. We've used it quite a bit. The nice thing about this is you just fill this bottom part, and then this is the actual filter that goes on. So you twist it on, filter it through, and fill your bottle up. We try and fill ours up anytime we think we're not going to be close to water, and just plan ahead when you're camping, things like that. If you know you're not going to be close to a body of water, just fill all of your bottles and everything up beforehand. But we usually are camping at lakes, so it's not usually an issue, and we'll be close to a lake tonight. Filtration system, this will keep in a pocket on the outside that's easy and convenient for us to grab. So the Osprey has one on the front here, and that's usually where I just tuck,
because then if it's wet a little bit too, it doesn't get your back wet. And I wasn't prepared and didn't charge my headlamp, so we're gonna give it a quick boost before we go.
This is our, just a stuff sack of our sleep clothes. We put our sleep clothes in one together so that when we get ready for bed tonight, we can just grab this for both of us and go.
You're the magic stuffer.
This is what we're bringing for cookware. I've had this kit for quite literally 500 years. Not 500 years, but I bought it when I was 19. I have an MSR1 burner. I feel like most people have jet boils. It's really small. I've had it for forever and a day. You and I have used it quite literally a gajillion times.
Yeah, it boils water so fast.
I use this backcountry camping, car camping, regular camping because it's small and I don't want to have to bring, we're making coffee on van trips. And then the cook set that I have is just a pot. And then the lid is a tiny frying pan, which is nice. This is probably a bigger canister of fuel than we need for this trip. I like these canisters of fuel because they fit perfectly in this pot. The other thing is you don't want to run out of fuel. That happened to us once last year. You won't make that mistake.
Then you have to cry because you don't get your coffee.
Make sure that your lighter actually works. Pot, fuel, lighter, burner, good to go. I'm gonna throw together just a quick snack bag and then I'll show you what we're kind of doing for meals here. So for snacks, I'm gonna throw them in the brain of one of the bags because it's easy and convenient to grab. So we're gonna start with some Nature Valley bars. We're gonna throw some liquid IVs in, Go-Go's, a couple extra in a carbon. I always pack a carbon just with like extra food and such because if you're hungry when you get back to the vehicle, it's so nice to have snacks ready to go. Pork jerky, beef jerky, Pringles, fig bars, peaches and oats in the morning for breakfast, bananas and chocolate for banana boats. We did woos last year, but the soy has been bugging our skin because they're protein ramen. So this year we're just gonna do Mr. Nudes because these ones have 5 grams of protein versus like the other ones only had 1. So we'll do Mr. Nudes with some baby tomatoes and some boiled eggs for dinner tonight. We have all the candy in the world right now, so we want Sour Patch Kids and sour crawlers. If we were hiking farther, we'd crumple these up and put them in a Ziploc first. We're gonna finish power packing super quick and we will go through more of what's actually in our bags on the road or when we get there, but we'll chat with you soon. Now that we've ragingly overpacked, I think we're ready to go. The carbon, always extremely overpacked, but oh, it is magic. We also just realized we forgot our sporks. We're so prepared on this trip.
The noodles would not have gone well with the finger. We'll show you our options. We've got this one, which is a cutlery set on a clip, or we've got this one, which I think is going to be the Elite 7-in-1 multifunction set because it's got a sharp knife, a bottle opener, corkscrew, fork, and spoon.
Yeah, that feels like it's got enough. We're about an hour, I want to say an hour and a half into the drive. We just got to snow on the road and we have another 36 kilometers. It says it's about another hour of driving.
You're good, you're good. The stairs capable, you're golden. Keep going straight. Good job, Sarah, good job, Madison.
Every time someone asks me why I keep Sarah, this is 100% the reason why we keep her. She's amazing, but this turned into no longer a road. As you can see, there was no tracks at all. We drove as far as we could, but eventually we ended up having to shovel Sarah out here. This is another video that I filmed and never got around to posting. So similar to the pumpkin carving one, I was like, you know, I'm just gonna post it. This was the first backcountry trip of the season, and this is kind of how Canada goes. Just because of our winters, and sometimes we get a ton of snow, sometimes we get early snow, late snow, depending on how spring is, you really never know how the roads are gonna be, because that is the thing in Canada. The roads are just not maintained like they are in the US. That's also why we keep Sarah, because I know that I can take her wherever and I never worry about her, and she's got good clearance. God bless Xteras. I also think, I don't know what happens, but I do think they're kind of culty. I never thought I was one of those people, but now I see I might be one of those people. This was to one of my most favorite backcountry huts. If you're starting out getting into going to huts or into backcountry camping, things like that, I did try and leave some of my gear recommendations at the beginning there. And if you have any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to drop them down below in the comments. I'm always happy to help. When it comes to backcountry gear, there's so much that you need, but just try and be mindful with what you're buying too, and buy good quality gear, because like I said, so much of that stuff I bought when I was younger and it's still in great shape. I will post a little clip here though of what the actual hut looked like when we got there a couple weeks later, and a few clips from that trip. Made it. Packed up, we have our day packs on. I do have more video from that trip that I will try and get up in the next little bit here, but thanks for coming along on another adventure, even though this one did not go as planned at all. But thanks so much for coming to hang out, and I will see you in the next one.